Thank you for listening to the Nate Jackson Podcasting Network.
What up, beautiful people? It's July 2nd. That is, what is it, Thursday?
It is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, July 2nd, and this is
it's Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
It's Thursday.
I think it's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
But that's what happens when all the days are
COVID-19,
blending together.
Right?
Yes.
Right, so I'm excited to announce that the Super Funny Comedy Club is going to regularly be having podcasts explaining who's coming and just having fun. And I want to introduce you to the two voices that will comprise the show. To my immediate left is Ayano.
Hello, how's it going, everyone?
That's fantastic. And then to her left is Joy.
Hey, everybody. You know who I am. So we don't have to go into just details.
They know who you
They
are?
know. Like, it's my
people know.
city, right? They do.
So what about all the people who don't know
Okay,
either
for
of
those
you?
that don't know, brace yourself. We are going to have a loving time for however long we can get this to keep going.
Yeah, it's just going to go.
It's going to go.
Yeah, and so Ayanu, how do they know you, or should they know you?
That's a loaded question. I'm an audio engineer. I've been working with Nate doing these podcasts. I'm from the area of Tacoma, grew up here, and this community means a lot to me. So this is why I'm doing the work here.
That's wonderful. So for those of you who are tuned in and wondering, well, what is this, or what is this going to be? This is going to be an outlet. This is going to be an outlet for funny. You're going to find out who the headliners are coming. You'll hear bits from stand-up comedians. We're going to talk about the news and what's popping. We're just going to keep it fresh. That's what it is. It's going to be an outlet for our own creativity and for your enjoyment. So we want you to tune in as often as possible and make sure. Matter of fact, just don't miss an episode.
Right. We're
How
going to
about
make it
that?
so
Listen
they
to
can call
everyone.
in too, right? So like we can hear from people and they can ask us questions or talk to us about whoever's coming, that kind of fun thing.
Yes. We can do interviews and all of that. Yeah, so we have the magic of that. But as far as this being a live show and somebody calling me, you say, call in to 1-800. We won't be able to do that. I have done that in the past with Skype numbers. But for this, I just want us to put them in the can and release them so that we can live our lives to the fullest while there's a full schedule of things going on.
Down.
So, with that said, first announcement is that Tommy Davidson from In Living Color and BAPS and so much more stuff. He's now a nationally best-selling author. He'll be here July 16th through the 18th doing 5 shows, 1 Thursday, 2 Saturday, and 2 Friday. I don't know why I said it in that order. But he'll be here doing 5 shows.
Like doing life linearly right now. Like we're all over the place.
All over.
They say time is a concept.
Well,
It is.
I want people to
proving
come
to be true.
Come to all of the shows, regardless of the order that I put it in. How about that?
Just check the Instagram for solid dates. So if you're ever questioning what we're doing, we definitely have an Instagram for the show. So all the correct days will be on there.
We do. So the Instagram is at Super Funny Comedy Club. And the website, which has thousands of hours of time put into it already, is superfunnycomedyclub.com. And tickets are already on sale. Opening weekend is sold out. And I'm proud to announce that DC Young Fly sold out over 200 tickets in one day. So it's probably going to be sold out in 2 or 3 days. It would have probably sold out in one day, but they had the site went under maintenance for like 7 hours.
You guys crashed it.
Right? Like
Yeah.
the city broke it.
Yeah, scouters and fans, we love you.
So for those of you who don't know Tommy Davidson,
Because everyone is not like 85, 88 year born. They're like millennials and Gen Zers. Yeah.
but
Who
the
is
thing
he?
that's cool about Tommy Davidson is that he's actually been timeless. Like every 2 years, he
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
spikes him for everyone to be like, Tommy still got it.
Babs is one of those like, you have to watch it in order for you to go through the Black experience. It's just everything everybody knows. It's like, Hallie was doing her thing.
It's on the shelf next to what other movies?
For Babs, okay. If you're going to watch Friday, then you got to watch Babs.
Okay.
If you're going to watch Money Talks, you're going to watch Babs.
And Soul Plane.
Okay. See, there's already a trend here. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to just stick with comedy. There's tons of movies, but it came out during that era where like Black comedy was a thing.
Yeah, Tommy's a star, man. He was also in
In living color.
Yeah, he was in Living Color, and he has so many classic characters. He has a phenomenal Sylvester Stallone impersonation. He has a great Sammy Davis Jr. impression that you didn't even know you needed until he does it. He has 2 of them, actually. So he can do one version of Sammy Davis arguing with the other version of Sammy Davis Jr. He's a genius, and he I learned a lot about timing in comedy from Tommy, because Tommy was the first person who actually broke down the science of the cadence and timing for a stand-up, in regards to like when you say a joke and when the wave hits the audience, and it's an ebb and it's a flow. And I can't remember what interview he was on, but he was like, man, that thing was waving, and he kept doing this with his hands, and I was like, oh my God, that's it. And then from then on, I was like, I will never not ride that wave. Because you got to imagine, if you're going out to say surf, right? Like you see the waves coming, so you get ready for it so that you can go over. So the timing is very important when you go out, because if you get off cadence, you're getting splashed wrong.
Right. We've all been to comedy shows where the joke just didn't hit us, right? You didn't just capture us in the wave that moment, and you're just like,
Scatter laughs.
yes. Okay.
Right. I mean, it's super important, because like if you say your setup at the wrong time, then you just said it while people are laughing and they didn't hear it. They didn't even catch your setup just went over their heads, or your punchlines are coming at odd times, or your tags to jokes aren't hitting right. Like you can say a setup, punchline, everyone's laughing, then you hit them with a tag, you get a new laugh. Hit them with a tag, you get a new laugh. Hit them with a tag, you get a new laugh. Switch it up, hit them with a tag. Whoosh, those are the waves. But if you get off that cadence, it's hard to break down the science of it, but it just feels odd. You're like, what? This guy has a weird timing. Like, you just miss it.
Yes.
And so Tommy Davidson was the one that showed me that. As far as where people most recently probably saw him crushing was Shaquille O'Neal All-Star Comedy Presents. And I have a clip of him that I want to play for y'all, so y'all can embrace Tommy Davidson, who will be at the Super Funny Comedy Club July 16th through the 18th. So here's that clip.
You ever been in the grocery store? You walking down the grocery aisle, you see a white woman talking into a baby carriage like whatever's sitting in there got to be about 40. You scared to walk down the fucking grocery aisle. She talking into the baby carriage. Look at me now. Look at me now. When we left the car, did we or did we not have an agreement? What the fuck is in there? Who the fuck is that, Kawado? I wish we had the opportunity to have an agreement in my house. Shit! You better watch out for the phantom smack. That shit was invisible in light speed. You don't even know what's gonna lead to a smack. My mother give your ass a trick question. Give me that remote. Boy, give me that remote. My dog be like, I tell you, keep your hands off that fucking remote. Mother used to smack our ass so fast, we didn't even know who was smacked till somebody started crying. We had to look at each other after we heard the noise. The only way you know is you, everybody look like you're like, woo!
Tommy Davidson, huh? Incredibly talented, and he will be here July 16th through the 18th. Did y'all get spankings growing up?
I think CPS would have probably been called if they knew what we were doing.
Straight up?
Yeah, like, people were like, oh, I got whooped with a belt. Yeah. My mom invented the wet wooden spoon with a hole in it. Yeah, see.
I didn't get that, but my dad did, and he like...
Wait. So she would wet the spoon before popping you with it?
Let me tell you how methodical my mother was. She'd put it in the dishwasher on the hot wash for about 5-10 minutes, take it out. And it wasn't just me. I thought I made this stuff up in my head. And when I asked my cousins, they were like, no. She'd make us like lay down on the bunk beds, like ass up, facing the pillow, and then we'd be spanked. And I thought I made this up, but I thought like this was a thing. Yeah.
So
I'm better for it.
Wet spoon.
With the hole in it. You know,
so
the
that
pasta
is aerodynamic.
spoon. Yes.
The pasta spoon.
The pasta. One serving, one ass whooping per kid. Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what happened.
We got flicked. Y'all get flicked in the mouth? Yeah, I go smart mouthed.
My dad would look
You got like in the lips?
Yeah, like you be talking and that's probably why my bottom one's bigger than my top.
Well, if we're talking bottom lips, I think I got the crown on over here. My top lip ain't shit. Can we just talk about it? I got to kiss women upside down like Spider-Man.
Just give them the little duck lips. They'll feel it. But yeah, I used to just be like talking back or saying something smart in my breath, and I'd turn around and it'd be like right in the mouth. Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know if I got that. I got like spanked, but my dad he got spanked pretty bad with belt, switch, everything. But like he was like, more like, I don't want to give y'all that because it hurt me.
Yeah.
But like there were times where we would, just like a spanking here and there and like a belt a few times. But
now I got
like,
tap stick because I got a daughter, so we use a fly swatter. Whenever she tries me, I'm just like,
yeah. Little nudge.
Yeah, a little attitude check.
Yeah.
A fly swatter?
Yeah, it's a hot pink one, and she knows it's the tap stick.
So like, what if you were, okay, so you're disciplining your child.
Yeah.
And there's a fly in the room. Are you popping them both with it, or is there like a different one for flies?
So as far as the flies, I have a screen.
Fly juice on there.
I have a screen,
Okay.
and then I have bug spray because I'm not gonna wait and chase them around. So no, it's strictly for tap taps.
Tap taps, and that's what you call. You want tap tap?
Yeah, you want a tap tap?
And
Yeah.
she clean up real quick. Huh? I wish I had some cute little way to refer to a whooping growing up. You want tap tap? No, my dad was like, "You want knock the fuck out? Huh? You want knock
Ready
the
to
fuck
square
out?"
You want to take the air out your lungs?
Right. I'm like, dude, tap tap. We had thump thump and bang bang.
Oh my God.
Nah, but this is the thing. Like, we all got a little melanin here, and culturally, there's whoopings and spankings. Beatings are different. That's when it's like, okay, mama, you went too far.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say my mom's white, so she definitely had some influence in her spankings. That freestyle. Yeah.
You didn't have time out?
No, I was grounded for like a year. So that was a thing when I got older. She was just like, you can't leave your room.
How do you get grounded for a year?
First,
That's
too many
fed time.
stories.
What'd you
do? The street lights.
You
know how
didn't
many
come
times
home before they came home?
Man, like
yeah.
I have bad timing. You see, I was like 15 minutes.
She was like,
there
"You want to be
late."
fast?
Yeah,
Stay inside for a year."
Right? And then it didn't help because I lived on the first floor of our house, so I would just leave out the window anyways, as long as I was back in the house before she woke up.
Yeah.
I'm snitching on myself now, but I mean, what is she gonna do? I'm grown, so.
Right.
You all the way grown.
Right. Somebody's mama. I wish my daughter would. She go get that tap stick early.
All right, look, we're going to pay some bills right quick, and then we come back, we're going to talk about what's going on in the news. Let's get it.
Thank you for listening to the Nate Jackson Podcasting Network.
It's tea time. And no, I'm not talking about golf or clocks. I'm talking about the spice, THYME. Highly decorated Chef Chantel Jackson has a line of 100% organic, vegan, and delicious thyme-infused herbal teas. Thyme has health benefits for your heart and gut, helping you with indigestion. For your blood sugar, helping you with diabetes and lowering your cholesterol. There's no sugar added. There's no sugar. It's actually sweetened with maple bits, and she has 5 delicious flavors: apple mint thyme, superfruit thyme, black thyme, peachy thyme, and chocolate thyme. That's my favorite. That's the one that's thyme-infused herbs and cocoa. What you need to do is go to timewellspentinc.com. That's THYME wellspentinc.com and set your tea time today. Boom. Time Well Spent by Chef Chantel Jackson. It's a phenomenal tea. And I know in the ads you heard that it was delicious. And I'll say it like this. When you watch the news or when you hear radio, morning radio, they do live reads and they like try to sell you a mattress. I slept on it last night. No, they didn't. I legitimately had Chef Chantel Jackson's tea and was like, I'm going to tell the world about this.
And
so
it
it's sounded
really
good.
The maple bits had me.
The maple bits got you?
Yes.
The maple bits were fire. You really can't tell. Like in real life, there's just no way to. It still tastes delicious. It still tastes sweet, and so then your brain is tricked into, oh, this is bad for me.
Right.
In reality, it ain't hurting you. It's delicious.
Yeah. That's the best type of food. The stuff that's like, it makes you feel guilty, but you have nothing to be guilty about.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's the best.
So let's move on to what's going on in let's just stutter a lot. That's an option too.
It's our first episode. We're allowed to.
Let's move on
trial
to
and
what's
errors.
going on in the news.
I saw a thing on Twitter this morning. I was like half asleep, just scrolling through my timeline
Our
and
morning religion.
yeah, right. And like newspaper. And I saw a report about, and I thought it was like one of those like fever dreams where I was like, what the hell? But I was like reading it and it said that a group of, Alabama students at, where was it? I forgot what university it was, but it's one of the big universities down there. They were throwing these parties and throwing money like into a jar as like a bet to see who would get coronavirus first.
Wait.
So they
It was
like
it was
brought
like-
an infected person to the party.
I don't know. They didn't say that in the article, but I think just in general, like Alabama's coronavirus cases have been going up, and there's like 900 fatalities or so. So it's getting worse, but these people were just like throwing parties and they were like just inviting people with I don't know if like it was they like brought someone, you know, like be like, hey, come. But there were some people there who knew that they had coronavirus and still went. So I think it's kind of like a guessing game, but there's also people who deliberately went and
So they had it and they went to the party.
Yeah.
Like, let me see who's gonna get
So are
sick.
they like
Yeah.
gambling? Like, hey, let's
Yeah.
take a bet.
Yeah.
Nate.
Yeah.
Joy's got corona. Who's gonna get it first?
And then
$50.
whoever would get it would get all the money in that pot.
Now, have you ever been to a party where you're like, yo, this is different than what I thought it was gonna be?
Yes.
What if you went to this party?
You thought it was gonna be big
Yeah,
lit.
you just kicking it. You're like, oh, there's hella people going to that house. This sounds lit. Let's go. And they in there coughing.
I would be sick.
No
but not-
mask.
Pun intended. Pun intended. Not pun intended.
I
I
would be
mean,
so
I feel
upset.
like the pox moms. I don't know if you guys know this, but back when we were younger and we all had the chicken pox, there was always like that neighborhood mom that called the other moms like, hey, my kid got chicken pox. Let's just all expose our kids at the same time so they can get immunity. This was a big thing. This was before the vaccination.
Yeah.
So I think if they knew that they could come up on money, like, hey, let's bring my little 4-year-old and see which one of your 4-year-olds will get the chicken pox. Bet's $50 to start. I think moms would be loaded right now.
I didn't even know that they were doing that.
Yeah,
I didn't know either.
It's a whole thing.
So here's the thing, man. I had somebody ask me. They're like, yo, Nate, what is Super Funny Comedy Club doing for, you know, for the virus, for Corona? And so I wanted to say it in one place at one time so people can feel comfortable with coming here. But first things first that we've taken into consideration is our HVAC, which is the air conditioning system, is going to be not on a recirculating air program. So the same air in the room is not just going to keep on recycling,
nice.
which
So
is
your
most
germs.
people's concern for flying
Yeah.
because you're in a cabin with the same air. 2, we have a different entrance than exit. So if you already come to the show, you don't have to walk past a whole new set of people
Right.
and intermingle and worry about that. 3, we have all plasticware for our food. Food is plasticware, like knives, forks, and the little plastic containers. So you get your own thing to use. One use, yeah. And then also the all the containers that the food come in are like baskets with the paper in them so that you don't have to worry about that. Then as far as the glassware, we have enough glassware for 5 times as many people who will be attending shows. And we have 2 industrial strength washers by SureClean that get everything clean. We have our own staff that clean before and in between shows, and then after shows. And then in the wee hours of the morning, we have a third-party cleaning company that comes and cleans every night so that we're back to spick and span, and the restrooms are all stocked up, and we're back at zero. Our employees will be temperature checked, and they will also be they have to wear masks, and we'll follow Governor Inslee's guidelines and the Department of Health guidelines for whether or not the patrons of the club have to wear masks. Right now,
I saw the signs.
you're
We're
supposed
providing
to.
them if they don't have them.
Right, but the thing is, it's like if you're in a restaurant and you're eating, then you don't have to be wearing a mask. So I don't know if that applies for this, but I'd imagine if you don't have food in front of you, it would make sense, like, you know,
To wear a
mask,
mask.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there'll be jokes said about it so that people understand, you know.
Please don't choke
Yeah.
on your laughter
Put your
trying to
mask
put
on.
your mask on.
Right, especially if you got one of them old Uncle Wheezy labs. You can mess around and get somebody sick off of and we don't want that. So yeah, we have quite a few things that we're doing. And then we are on the same property of the Holiday Inn over here, and we are not connected to them through vent, hallways, screw,
It's
light
completely
bulb,
separated.
completely separated, parking lot separated, and everything by a fence and all of that. So we're doing our things to make sure that this is a place of joy, and you don't leave here with more than positive, fun, uplifting
And
memories.
not positive test results for COVID.
That's what we don't want.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then just on your own, hey, encouraging you to get tested. That way you know what's going on with you.
And wash your hands.
A whole lot, man.
Yes.
And here's the thing, man. They're talking about a second wave, so I feel like people need to be washing their hands every 15 minutes max.
Yeah.
You're just touching things naturally.
People
Right.
touch stuff and then they don't even realize their eye itches. Like I saw the lady
Yeah.
reading at the podium for the government. She's reading the recommendations for hand washing and then licks her finger to turn the page. Like, lady,
Ew.
like you're the one telling us what to do.
I literally stopped bagging my groceries in plastic because I could not get the plastic off without like doing the lick or putting my hands.
Oh, to separate them?
Yes. So now I'm like paper only, and I feel so bad, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So what else is in the news?
The national anthem is now being changed to the Black national anthem to be played at the beginning of the games. So I just want to give time for everyone else's thoughts and opinions on this.
Well, here's the thing, because I saw the story, right? And so they're not changing it.
Right.
It's an addendum to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like the Black National Anthem plays, and then the Star Spangled Banner National Anthem plays. So it'll go lift every voice and sing, and then all the players will then take a knee, and then the Star Spangled Banner will play. I don't know if they'll take a knee, but I'd imagine.
What if all the white people start taking knees?
It's about time. Drew Brees better be on a knee. I know that.
No, I meant like taking a knee during the Black National.
Look.
Ooh, that's a
flip-flops.
problem. They're like, oh, no, don't get down now. No, Trevor, get up. Wrong knee.
Well, just let you know, this is like two Americas to me. If we're playing both, essentially, then they're recognizing that there is a different, how do I say? There's a different demographic for each of those anthems, right? Like our freedom and then everyone else's freedom.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting that, I mean, they're keeping both, which is like NASCAR saying, hey, we're going to do the American flag, but we're going to also do the Confederate flag. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do both.
Right.
Yeah.
And NASCAR got rid of the Confederate flag, which is
God.
own set of concerns people had. And then here's the thing. I think it's safe to say the NFL is making quite a bit of money off of African-American athletes.
I mean, I'd
Yes.
love to see what they could do without them. Like if every black athlete just decided, I don't want to play.
Oh, you can go back and look. They had it before black people were in there. Everybody's wearing leather helmets and a bunch of flea
I'd like to
flickers.
see it now. Like how successful
think
certain
I-
quarterbacks would be without.
I think I saw some athlete who, I don't remember what sport it was either, but they were like, if we as black athletes like took a step away from the field, the court, whatever, like imagine how like much of an impact that would be, because like you said, they're making so much money off of black people, and like if they were just a step away, same with like the music industry, like to me it's modern day slavery.
I mean,
Like,
a
like
prison
another-
system is that. But I would
That
say
too,
this.
yeah.
There's a whole bunch of, like, I don't think, it's not about drawing a line down the middle, because there's cool people of all nationalities that get it, right? So if everybody who was with the movement was like, I'm not playing,
yeah,
it wouldn't just be
Black people.
Black people.
It would
You
be
look
a
over and
lot of
see
us.
a lot of white superstars over there.
Right.
You see a lot of coaches that were like, nah, man, I can't get down that way.
Yeah.
You know? And so this isn't about drawing the line between the two, but I just think it's interesting that the NFL is taking that stance. The
When they
NFL
took
particularly.
political stance with Colin already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is just like it's kind of putting a Band-Aid over a bullet wound.
Yes.
We're still bleeding
Yes.
out, and there are things that you could retroactively still do. Colin is
A
still
lot of
looking for
better
a
things.
football job, and you can hire him. But instead, it's kind of like the shell game, where we'll give you something, but it's not going to be what you want. So
The national anthem is only for the games of week 1 also. So it's not
Yeah,
all,
it's not
like
always.
18 or whatever weeks it is. It's just 1 week. So it's kind of
and
like,
then the Super Bowl.
yeah. So it's like, here, we'll give you this, and then y'all need to shut up. Like that's how it seems, like kind of a slap to the face.
I would
but,
not be
you know,
surprised if it like, yo, why did we do that for 1 week? And then
Yeah.
we kept doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I didn't want to turn this into like the woke Black Lives Matter episode of this, because as you all know, the Super Funny Comedy Club is open for everybody to come and consume comedy from some of the strongest comics in the country, if not all of the strongest comics in the country. And I don't want anybody to think that there's some type of divide about where you're supposed to go, because I am booking super funny. I'm not booking
We don't care
super
what
black.
color. We just
I'm just
want the
letting you know, for the listeners listening, you're more than welcome to come to the club no matter what your disposition is, no matter what your melanation level
You just
is.
have to laugh or be
Like,
funny.
if you like to laugh, this is what we're going for. I literally have booked the funniest people in America, and will continue to do so. And the other thing that I wanted to say was there's not a direct correlation between how much somebody gets paid or followers or fame level to what determines somebody who's funny. I know some of the funniest people in the country, and they may not have had a TV credit in 3 years. But if they take the mic on this stage, you'll never forget them. And so what I've done is found acts like that. So what I would hope to build here is a culture to where people come and they get familiar with people. When they see them on the website, they'll then go do their research. They'll look up who's coming, because they might not know. Like, we have DC Young Fly booked. Like I mentioned before, he sold a ton of tickets. But now we also have Amir K booked. He has a great following, but I want the people to come here to be like, I don't know who Amir K is, and then come and get your mind blown.
Right, and that's why the podcast is here.
And be like, oh my gosh.
He's
Yeah.
amazing.
Thank you for listening to the Nate Jackson Podcasting Network.